I throw it back to the BT studio where my good friend Rob Hislop has a special guest.
Thank you very much, Bridget. And the guest is Frank Campbell. He's with a group called AgriConnect Corporation. And you have developed something called farm sitting. Tell us what that is.
Well, it's a new service for Canada. Nobody else is doing it. And it's we're trying to build a network of people willing to help people. So if you've got let's use an example of a farmer 5 miles east of town, jumps off the tractor, twists his ankle, needs some help. Needs someone to come do his chores for 4 or 5 days, who does he turn to? Mm-hmm. There's no one to phone, other than if he's got a really good neighbor or something to look after for him.
Right.
He's set. But we're setting up a database now where people voluntarily just put their names in the database, and it's sorted by skill set, proximity, things they would be willing to do, not willing to do, how far they'd be willing to travel, that sort of thing. And then if that farmer phones us and says, if you got anybody in the so-and-so area, we'll give them some names, and it's up to them to phone each other and make the deal. That's up to them. We provide this service for free.
Now, I mean, you say this is the first thing in Canada. Yeah, because farmers have been self-sufficient. They do things on their own. Whether they're hurt or not is what I've learned since I've married into a farming family.
Very much.
And so to me, it makes good sense.
It makes good sense, but it's something we realize not everybody's going to use it. There's 130,000 farms just in Western Canada alone. If 10% of them ever needed this service, that's 13,000 farmers that now have a place to go.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're going to have a place to go. You still have to build up your database, obviously, of people that you've got that are willing to help out. Who are you trying to attract to put their names in for something like this?
Well, mainly it's retired farmers is who we're finding that's signing up. It's people that have sold their farm a few years back. They're still in great health. They still love being out there on the farm. They're in town. They all can't be greeters at the big box stores, so they're looking for something to do. So they're signing up to be farm sitters. We're getting other farmers that maybe sold their cattle a few years back and have got some extra time on their hands to help neighbors out. It's just that there's been no official way to link them up till now.
Right. Now, obviously somebody with a farm, this is their livelihood. How do they trust somebody to come on and work, either do the harvest for them or part of it, or look after their cow-calf or whatever they might have?
We're checking references on every farm sitter, and then we're keeping a running tab on sort of a running resume, if you will, on the people. We'll follow up afterwards to make sure that these people did what they were supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. Now, how long have you had this going for?
Just since last October, when we put the website up. We've got about 50 people now in the database through Alberta. We've even got some people in Ontario that are wanting to jump in their motorhomes and travel across Canada looking after people's farms so they can get away.
Well, I mean, it is a lifestyle too, right? And if you've retired from it and you're not doing it anymore, and if you're still fit, it does strike me as something that you'd like to get out and help out with.
Oh, we've been in quite a few trade shows, and the response we're getting from people is just phenomenal. They're just excited that something like this is available to them, you know.
Well, and it is also an industry where people do tend to help each other, isn't it?
It is, very much.
Right.
And this thing will progress. We started in Alberta here, in northern Alberta in the fall. Now we're progressing through the rest of Alberta. We're moving into Saskatchewan here this summer. We're going to a couple of trade shows in Saskatchewan. And this will progress directly proportional to the amount of industry and business and government support that we get to move it forward.
Okay. Well, yeah, because how are you going to keep it going? Because you're not charging anybody anything right now.
Yeah, right now we've got a couple of small grants from from Alberta and from the Canadian government to do the marketing of it, to get the marketing going. And we've got levels of sponsorship, so we're trying to get industry and business behind it to help move it forward. Things like financial institutions. We've got PCL's Insurances on board with us. We're trying to talk to some of the chemical companies, some of the implement dealers, vehicle manufacturers, and so on, to get behind this thing and help move it forward in different ways and different avenues that they have available to them.
Right. Well, thanks very much for sharing it with us today. We're going to put some information up, and people can actually go to the Farm and Ranch Show. We'll put that information up in just a moment. But it's called AgriConnect Corporation. Phone number is 1-888-470-2474. You can email Frank at frankc@agriconnect.com, or check out the website. It's www.agriconnect.com.